live? Think we are live. Here we go. Give me a mic check. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me know if y'all can hear me because I have the OBS turned off. And like I said, this is a streaming application, so the delay, there's about a 5 to 6 seconds delay or whatever on the stream. So if you guys ask some questions or whatever. So anyways, let's get started. I'm Dan. This is Neomustangs. This is a live stream from the shop. If you're just joining us, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who comments and hits the buttons. Buttons make things happen. Yeah, we got a lot. We had a lot going on last week. I kind of wish that we would have been able to get to the dyno, but we missed that opportunity Saturday morning. I had some other, you guys know I coach football. I'm okay with sharing that. And, that kind of takes precedence. So the dyno wasn't open until later on in the day. So what we wanted to do today is we wanted to kind of talk about some of the things that happened last week. If you didn't get an opportunity to check out my latest video, 30-year-old Nitrous. We stuck it on Dad's blue car. It's in the trailer. And what's up, Adrenaline? I'll get right with you, Aaron. So we stuck Nitrous on Dad's blue car and took it for a ride. I'm tell you what, that's pretty crazy. Took old cousin Fred for a ride. I thought he was gonna throw up in the car. So, what's up, Broken Tool? I want to show a shout out to Broken Tool. He is a member of my club membership. It's a monthly subscription to the channel. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you, sir. What's Aaron? Can you use an on-3 kit with high port heads? I don't think so. I think high port heads, both AFR and trick flow, kind of don't mingle real well with the on-3 kit, and that's been like that for a long time. But I could be wrong. All right. So you did the 3G alternator, Broken Tool? What's up, Pat? What's up, Dave? So, anyways, so we put the 100 shot or 100, I think it's 100 shot, dry shot on Dad's car. And I'm going to tell you what, that shit flies, man. What's up, TBT Jones? It's another club membership. When you see their name come up in green in my chat, that's from the join button and below. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Make sure you guys all hit that like when you come in. Thank you, Jones, for the compliment. So, anyways, I always like to start the stream out with talking about what happened last week, but I kind of jump over some of the other stuff that I wanted to talk about first. If you guys get a chance to, I don't know who all sub to whatever channels. I always like to shout out channels, so they can get a straight up shout out. So like Brutal, Justin 91LX, Donnie B, Demon Fox, even though I don't know if he's subscribed to me or not, but that's okay. I'm going to shout him out. I like his stuff. Gearhead 704, if you didn't have a chance, go over and check his channel out. He's doing some major surgery on a FHP, I think it's Florida, on a coupe with him and Matt. And I've known Matt a long time from Resto. So anyways, go give them a look. Foxcast, I don't need to tell you that. 5-0 Tesla, even though he's not gone yet, in my opinion. But hope to see him back soon. All right, so Adrenaline, went to the track last night. Nice. Dude, 118? That's about point. That's about right. What was your 60 foot? Dave, would you run a snow kit on 3? No. Why would you want to run a snow kit at all? Brian, I know y'all probably don't have a lot of time, but I would like to talk to you for a few minutes sometime. What would you like to talk about, Brian? A parking lot tune? Do explain that. 1760 ain't terrible though. Well, your intercooler should be what's your IAT? I don't understand. You're running an intercooler, right? It should be fine. Jonathan Betha, have the opportunity to put a YSI V7 on a stock block GT40 heads. Any tips to things to avoid? Just make sure you run good belts. What I've always learned when my days of supercharged, because I've owned a P600B, a D1, D1R, F1, you know, a handful of Vortex before I started messing with, you know, when I started messing with turbo kits. And one of the biggest craptastic things that always happened was the belts. You know, I always like to run the Gator high. What I always found was the Gator ones were the best ones. But there's a lot of good ones out there now. I have an 84 Mustang. I need to know what you think about the things to get it right. Is it a carb or is it an did you convert it to EFI? YSI is, yeah, that's a big setup. Isn't the cooler better in regards to the IATs? Yeah, you need to run the intercooler. Okay. What about it's going wrong though for you, Brian? As a carb 302. Y'all want to check out the white car up close and personal? See how many seconds are behind. Figuring the intercool adds snow kit to the cooler to higher RPMs. Just looking to squeeze some extra horsepower. Well, here's the thing. I don't like to run anything that you have. Like I never ran Nitrous because Nitrous requires me to make sure that the bottle's hot and full. The nice thing about superchargers and turbos is the power's just there all the time. You know what I mean? So like without any extra maintenance, you just drive it, you know, outside of maybe fuel or whatever. Did you ever look into the blue 90 plus interior stuff? Oh, I did look, but it's not the crystal blue. It's the regatta. And it was manual. Stangman 78. I'm having heating issues in my 88 Mustang. 180 stat, 4-row, frostbite rad, Edelbrock high flow pump. What are you running for a fan? You look like you had a blast. Dude, I had so much fun on that Nitrous. I just like going fast. This car here about damn near killed me. So, you guys might not be able to hear me, so I'll go ahead and be a little bit loud or whatever. But this car here about damn near killed me. I'm really not digging the hood exit though. But we're fitting to change some things on this. Already. We're already, you know, talking about, you know, changing the turbo. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, you know, it's not done yet. We kind of got it in here. Things aren't mounted. Things aren't right yet. But she made a lot of power. But she's pretty choked up. Not even going to lie. And with that fat ass tire in the back, there should be no reason why I was sliding on that street, man. I'll tell you what, I couldn't get nowhere. I couldn't get no traction on that street, boy. So yeah. Any idea on what CFM it should be? Bro, I would just go do the contour fans. Get rid of that dual fan crap that you got going on. I mean, it's not your fault, but just don't go do the contour fans. What size turbo are you looking to do on the white car? Probably going to step into at least an 80. I've been looking at 80s, 80. I think Precision has an 85 or an 84. I was also thinking about messing around with maybe on 3, since I've always had on 3. But I really like, this car really needs its big turbo. And I need it to be the best possible. So, you know, I want to make good power. You know what I mean? Taurus fans are pretty good. But the nice thing about Contour fans is you can hook them up on 2 different relays and run them on literally 2 different key-on engine sources. That way, if one pops, the other one's still running. And I'm be honest with you, the Contour fans with my dad's car, I only run one. I don't even have the second one hooked up, and it never runs hot. So, and it's only like a 3K or like a 3-core. Blow through carb turbo. David Crow, I think it's called X1 Fat House out of the Indy gets a big blow. Okay. I do have another roller block. Okay. So I think we're going to hit the track Wednesday and get that video where we're going to do the nitrous and the supercharger, the nitrous versus supercharger. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I think the weather's going to be pretty good this weekend in Salem, which is where Quaker is. It shows thunderstorms, but we'll see. I love the Alphabet cams. You think a B cam with common bolt-ons with an Explorer intake and possibly 100 shot would be a good setup? Yeah, I mean, that's a low 12, high 11 second car at that point if it's just all stock. You know what I mean? Depending on what kind of tires you run at this track, Sean Ray. So... Broken Tool, Adrenocide, I repainted my interior SEM blue mist. That SEM paint's pretty good. Here, I'll show you some of the stuff that we use. No, Salem, Ohio. It's about an hour south of me. I got like 3 tracks. I got Dragway 42 in Akron. It's about an hour and 30. I got Quaker Dragway. I think that's what they call it, Raceway, whatever. Down in Salem, Ohio, which is about an hour and 10 for me. And then Thompson's the one I always go to. It's about 35 minutes for me, so. When I'm restoring my interior for eBay and stuff like that for my people, for my customers, I like to use. This is a titanium from National Parts Depot. This stuff looks almost identical. Like I used the SEM trim paint from late model. It looked too purplish. Does that make sense? And then the black I always used. It's like a flat black, the Landau. This looks almost perfect to factory black interior. But the smoke from late model looks really good though. Sean Ray, I got some 28 1050s, full race slicks with 31 spawns. There you go. SEM trim paint is the best stuff out there. Yep. Mod Motor Mayhem. Adrenocide, yes, very nice refab. Adrenocide at the track rental, almost 100 cars. Wow. Mod Motor Mayhem. I painted my entire engine bay black with SEM and New Edge. Came out great. Yeah, I'm telling you. We actually, I'm gonna show you. We actually use, we got a Scotch-Brite, which I don't even know where you put it at. We actually take green Scotch-Brite, and we'll take hot water, and we'll actually scrub our interior until it's literally like dull. And then I don't use the prep because every time I tried to use the prep, it always bubbled on me later. But every time that I heat the panel, the plastic panel that I'm doing with the interior dye, it was never a problem. We actually heat it a little bit and then we'll lay the paint on, at least the first layer. You know what I mean? Roxeria, what is the black car and white car for ECUs? Are you running Megasport? Nope. Factory A9L, factory wiring harnesses. I run binary editor, quarter horse, right off of the laptop that you're chiming in on. So, Broken Tool, have you tried SEM Classic Coat? I have not. There's actually for the interior spray, there's actually they have a spray gun now. I think it's like a Wagner or something. It's part of a kit. Does that make sense? And they come in like a can, like a pint. I'll take the aerosol though. I like the aerosol better. Brian Lyman, I watch your videos a lot and know you know what you're doing. I want my old car to be fast but drivable. That's a tough one, man. It's always a tough one. You know, trying to balance that. Listen, I just came out with a video that I have yet to put up on YouTube. It's called KISS, Keep It Stupid Simple. And literally, it talks about that right there, Brian Lyman. You know, it literally talks about, you know, my experiences with this car and my experiences with like my dad's car and Project Hot Wheels. If you watch that playlist, you know, just how much of a fun factor, you know what I mean? You guys see what I'm saying? Like, how much of a fun factor it is versus spending all this money over here. You know what I'm saying? So, Holly Terminator X is good to genocide. It's got a pretty good learning curve to it. So, what's up, Lynn Twin Customs? So anyways, what else is good here? Adrenocide, been waiting since September 2nd for Holly to ship. Everything, man. I said it in that video too, the KISS video that I just made. You know, it's just so much back order. Dude, 410 Windsor, it took 3 months to build because I was just waiting on pistons and then I was waiting on lifters. It's ridiculous. Michael Pristus. I keep blowing head gaskets. Stock bottom end with on-3 setup and other supporting mods. What type of head gaskets do you run? Well, first off, did you deck your block when you rebuilt it or is it just stock? And if it's stock, make sure your gasket surfaces are clean and take your heads over to the machine shop and have them slice 5/1000ths off to make sure they're true. Make sure you're running head studs the right way. And I run the Felpro 933 PT1s, and I always spray them with the copper coat. So I just got my BBK 155 pump. Jesus. I mean, you could run Cometic, but one thing Cometic will tell you, Pat, and this is, I run Cometic on this right here, on my white car. But one thing Cometic will tell you, Pat, is that if your surfaces aren't true and flat, they don't warranty their gaskets to seal. That's what I was told. Mod Motor Mayhem, good. My dad got the virus, and now it's down. David Crow, back order crazy right now. I work for whatever it takes transmission. My vendor parts is months. Yeah. Tremec, like I'm building, you know, a customer's T5 right now. Just, you know, I had to wait 2 weeks just to get an input shaft. So, make sure y'all hitting that like when you come into the stream. I appreciate y'all. Adventure Life, my heads are O-ringed. I have no problem. Yeah, I mean O-ring has its own thing. Yeah. It's definitely a pretty good, you know, idea. Jacob Miller, I have a 89 with a rebuilt 89L with bolt-ons. I started surging like crazy and then died. No vacuum leaks I can find. Later, I ran normal. Is that the computer? Run a code. Run a KOEO and a KOER on it. Because you got to think, A9L is super, I mean, we're talking 30-year-old technology, right? I love the A9L because you can just trick it. It's like a dumb, it's just dumb. But it's smart, but it's dumb. You see what I mean? And it's easy to manipulate. So it's going to tell you what's wrong with it. Should have hit me up. I have those on the shelf. Hey, Dan, aside from the decreased IATs, and isn't the octane boost from the methane in a snow kit type worth decent power? Yes. In a nutshell, if you wanted to run a snow kit to bring the IATs down, then yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer because it's cheap. I would never tell anybody not to run snow. So methanol or methane or whatever will always cool your charge. and you can get a little more power out of it. So it's kind of like a little bit of maintenance. Like if you're just going to run snow at the track, turn the boost up, you know, you just run them in together. I have a dead IAC on my car yesterday. Sean Ray, do you think an ECU chip is worth if you have mods that might require tuning? I would definitely get a chip. Sean Ray, you know, you can always, you don't have a dyno near you, or it's just too expensive. Eventually, thanks to you, I took my Turbo Fox to David D, the mad scientist, years back, and runs perfect to this day. Thank you. Here's the nice thing about that, Adventure Life, is no matter how you change your car, like from your tune, which you probably won't, like your parts or whatever, it'll always run in that car. So, you know, Dave takes a lot of pride in what he does with, you know, we take a lot of pride over there with Binary Editor. If your car's jacked up when it comes into the dyno, you can't expect to make 500 horsepower with your car's jacked up. You know what I mean? So. So, yeah. So what do you guys think of my nitrous idea? You think it's dumb? What thermostat is in your car? Mine's a 180. Blue Collar Fox 91. When I built my 347, I was sold on the wrong ring set. Then didn't give me oil support rings. Every oil ring bent in the wrist pin. Starting to burn. Damn. That sucks, Blue Collar. Keep it stupid simple. I like that. Sometimes my ideas can get away. Listen, I've been debating putting this video out for like 2 weeks because I don't want people thinking that I'm trying to downgrade on the tens of thousands of dollars like this piece of crap back here did to me. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of talking to myself in that video. So when I do release it, I don't want nobody thinking, hey, you know, this guy's hating on it or whatever. But, you know, I'm always been a stock bottom end guy, and I love stock bottom end parts because they're easy to fix. But yeah, we're going to probably switch the kit over to a wet shot. We got a wet shot sitting right here. So, you know, we have another GT40 nitrous kit too that's sitting over upstairs that we could mess with too. So, anyway, what's up, Turbo Man 351? Yeah, it's gonna rip the show. So, which one do you think is gonna go faster? You think the supercharger is gonna go faster, or you guys think the nitrous is gonna go faster on Dad's old blue car? Robbie Gessler, I have a 94 302 with trick flow 11Rs. Supporting mod stock cam 270. Made 270 wheel at TI Dyno. Plans on 3 turbo. What cam do you recommend? How much wheel power? Trick flow stage 1. F cam. You could get a custom cam. I mean, if you're going to spend the money for a cam, then just get a custom cam, Robbie. Dave Dalkey can hook you up. Jacob Miller, I think the nitrous stuff is all a great idea. A lot of us guys have nitrous. It's cheap to add on, and you in turbo. Yep. I guess we'll find out. Fast Street Car need that video. What's up, Mike J? TBT Jones, yes, I need to see that to keep it simple, stupid. That video legit doesn't really say anything about like mods for the most part. It just basically shows the experience. It kind of gives you a personal experience of this thing. This thing's ridiculous. I've got so much money in that car. And it's like, you know, you guys have followed the blue car most of the year, right? We broke shit, fixed it, put it back, fixed it, put it back, fixed it. I mean, No back orders. When you spraying, also what RPM? That's a pretty good can, blue collar. How much? How much ring gap did you run on the white car? I think we ran 26, 24, 25. 25. Sweet, did I miss the live stream this Sunday? Nope. What's up, NOS 3331 or 3313? So yeah, I mean, I've definitely spent way too much damn money on this car. But I do think that the turbo, she's too small, boys. I just had this rebuilt. Brand new tag in the back, right here. Just had it rebuilt. I don't want to cut my hood now because I honestly think that we'll be changing some stuff up where I won't have to. But, you know, I don't know if you've seen the video and to change this cable. You know, I'm not done. I mean, this is kind of just thrown in here and ran right now. I mean, I'm not done, you know, routing a lot of stuff. You know, I wanted to get this done before the winter was over, you know? So, if you can still hear me, let me know. I probably have to talk a little bit louder. But we got all the interior in. What you probably seen in the video. But y'all hear me? Let me know. But I think I'm gonna have to get new belts because I think these are all out of date. I mean, it's full weight, guys. So yeah, I'd like to take you around and show you. Sorry about moving the camera if that's messing you all up. So, it's good stuff. I am running AFR 205 72cc heads. And the pistons, we are running the Weissco, but they're coated. I think Dave coated them. I know my 363 pistons are coated. Broken tool, when are you replacing the seatbelts in the blue car? Somebody told me that you could take the seatbelts, if they don't retract anymore. Somebody, I think here on the live stream, told me a couple live streams ago that you could actually wash the belt and it'll start working again. It won't clear. Mike Pristus, it will not clear a factory hood. Here, I'll give you a... Y'all want to see the side to it? Yeah, bro. No way. Now, that's a 351 with... It's got lowering motor mounts. And that's on a QA1 K-member. So... No, it won't clear at all. I've heard people getting them to clear, but I think you have to run some sort of different K-member or whatever, so it is what it is. What's up, Gearhead 704? How long have you had the white GT? 20 years. Not a spot of rust on it. Had its driver's side quarter panel repaired, though, before it was painted. How fast is that car, the white Mustang? We've been 920s with that car. That was with the old motor. The new motor is a stroke motor. That was a stock bottom end 350. I'm sorry. That was with the 363. So we went 363 with custom turbo, and yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys that right now. Here you go. Hang on a minute. if you can hear me, it's all dusty and everything, but you can see, I mean, this definitely ain't no on 3 stuff. All TIGs, all stainless, and this would probably be on right now. Don't mind that one. This would definitely be on the white car right now. This is what was on the 363, but you can see that we didn't do, or when we had it made, it doesn't have the bolt pattern for the older AFR heads that I have. So this is probably what we're going to put back on the white car. That's a 66 millimeter precision wastegate, and you can see the placement of the wastegate's perfect. So we're going to probably put this back on, clean it back up. It's all stainless, so I'm not worried about it. But this is what was on the 363 when it was in the white car. And I'm showing you guys that now. I'm actually going to do a video on it. So the nice thing about live streams, I give up all my video ideas right off the jump. So yeah, that's a nice kit. No, this is this kit was custom fit and custom made by Big Dog Fabrication. This gentleman's name is Ken Cooper from Stowe, Ohio. Very busy guy. Super awesome guy. So anybody who follows my stream locally that knows people in the area knows that guy's no joke. He does a lot of really custom fabricated chassis, turbos, kits, and roll bar stuff. You know, it's hard to get scheduled in on him because, I mean, he's just a one-man band for the most part. So what's up, Trunkback Jim? So yeah, it's a badass kit, man. That's what we're going to probably put on it, because the On 3 kit, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the On 3 kit is choking me. Literally. It still makes good power, but it's choking me. Anyone ever seen the video clips of 180 header setups? No. Turboman 351, will you use a Holley high ram and EFI? I'm not sure what that means. White Dragon, are you using the stock K-member with that kit? No, I have a QA1 on this car. I have a UPR on the black car. I have the QA1 on this car, and Dad's car is still a stock K-member. How much power can a stock 8.8 handle? Depends on what you do to it. A stock 8.8 can handle... Well, we broke Dad's car at 320 horsepower, so there you have it. Don't forget to hire the... I appreciate that, Gearhead. Hey, if you guys haven't had a chance, you guys in the stream that are always watching Fox Body stuff, I shouted them out earlier in the channel, and I want you guys, I'm going to shout out again, Brutal, Foxcast, those guys are always kind of, the best when it comes to some of this content that we're coming out. Go ahead and check out Gearhead 7704. He's right here in my chat right now. The dude's got some legitimate stuff. He just did the cow panel. I'm going to tell you what, I don't wish cow panel repair on nobody. And we're about to do a restoration on a coupe similar that is going to require me to actually physically remove the whole front carriage. And let me tell you what, I'll have to park the car like right back here and make room for it, because that too is in itself a job. It's probably like 180 spot welds I have to go through. So go check out his channel if you get a chance. I use Pony Down kit. It's a good kit. Yes, it's Hobo 50 Adrenocide. So, anyways, yes, I went to a coilovers on the QA1 broken tool. Yeah, I mean, you guys are deep in that coupe for sure. Crazy deep. Like, man, I have a FHP myself that's been sitting in a lot for literally ever, and it is so rusty. And I'm like, I haven't pulled one part off that car yet, and I'm just like, man, I don't know what I want to do with this thing. I want to save it, but man, I'm talking bad rusty. But I actually saved that car from being scrapped, and nobody knew it was an FHP. I had to go to the title bureau and prove that this car is an ex-Florida Highway Patrol car. I started stripping the paint back, and I'm like, look, it's black and yellow. Or I think it was black and yellow. But anyway, so yeah, I still got the video to release, the KISS video. I still got the dyno video from this to release. That's almost done. I really thought the Nitrous hookup, the original Nitrous hookup video that me and my buddy did, I thought that would get a lot more, you know, he put NOS's boss on the back, and, you know, he's always been a Nitrous guy, my man Mike. He's probably watching right now. But he knows his shit when it comes to Nitrous, and he's the stick shift Jedi. So, you know, I learned a lot of my stick shift, you know, stick shift, you know, tricks from that dude. So, anyway, are we good on chat, or are we slowing up here? Oh, we're good. See, I started using OBS, which is an open broadcast software. That's why there's like a 6 or 8, 10-second delay there. You know what I mean? It's probably 6 or 8. Whereas if you use the live stream from YouTube, it's actually a live encoder. But the problem is it likes to cut out. And that happened to us, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 or 5 times from us? So I'm not going to do that no more. What's up, sweet ass sugar? That's a crazy name, man. It's funny. I smile every time I have to say that. Turbo 351. I have 820 going through a T5. What? Hey, I want to see video on that. Brian Lyman. I want a fast daily driver coupe. Man, that's where Fox bodies are going, man. I mean, that's where it's just going. Everybody wants a coupe. But that's okay. I'm digging my GT with no wing. I'm not even going to lie to you. What is a faceplated trans, and why do you have to shift it like that in the video? Okay, so I'm going to do a video on how to shift a Gearhead 704 coming in with the super chat. Dude, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. So the faceplated transmission, let me show you. Give me about 2 minutes. Still hear me here, okay? All right. So, let me get some gloves on. Because I hate smelling this shit. All right. So, what's a faceplated transmission? For some of y'all that don't know, okay? All right. This is a faceplated transmission. This is a TKO 600 that I absolutely fucking destroyed. Excuse my French. Now, you can see here that I have to fix this thing, right? So, anyways, you see what they did to my hub. Okay? You have to shift it. I have the shifter I have, Turbo Man. Anyways, you want to shift face plates. You can see how this gear turns on here. See the lag in it? See? That's the clink that you hear when you shift on a faceplate. And this will be in the video because I was going to use it. Same thing. See? See that? So, What the nice thing about a faceplated transmission is you don't have synchros no more. So if you don't have synchros no more, it's going to always go to gear. See what I mean? So I shift my transmissions extremely hard because you can't baby them into gear because there's nothing on a transmission faceplate that's going to slow this gear down when it's spinning. What a synchronizer does is a synchronizer is like a brake. So what the synchronizer does on a normal transmission is it slows the gear down and it lets it engage. Whereas the faceplate, all these fingers are welded on these gears, and you literally can leave the car pinned to the floor, stab the clutch, and just hammer it. You know what I mean? So. You guys, I always run the green gear lube, the lightweight gear lube. So that's why I had to put gloves on. Because that shit does not come out of your hands for nothing. So I always like to clean my hands with some brake cleaner, bros. You know what I mean? This kills all coronaviruses. So that's a faceplate. And that I'm going to be doing a video on this that same stuff that I'm just telling you right now. And then I'm going to show you guys how I shipped it on the street. You know what I'm saying? So so let me go ahead and take these back off before I forget. Always make sure you ain't got no holes so you can reuse them. I like to run those black, are these Black Knight or I can't remember from Advanced Auto Parts. They're a good glove. So anyways, yeah. So I hope that answered the faceplate question. Why do I shift it so hard? Because you almost have to. You have to either rev match it. They call rev matching it, where you rev it up and shift it hard. Or you have to, I like to let it come down to like 1,500 RPMs, and then I just shift it real hard. See what I mean? Because you don't want to shift it softly because the fingers will just start bouncing in between. They're rounding each other out. Does that make sense? Anyways, for those that don't know what a faceplate transmission is, that's what that is. It basically takes the place of synchronizers, so you can still shift and use a clutch, but you don't miss a gear ever again. That's what I'm saying, Adrenocide. I'm gonna give a shout out to Brutal for stepping his game up on his garage. Looks amazing. And when he live streamed from his garage, I said to myself, I should have been doing that like 3 months ago. I was like, I need to fix that. So, sometimes, we all keep each other in check, all us content creators. We see one guy do something and it's just like, you don't want to repeat it. You just want to be, you want to compete as far as, a friendly competition. I'm not in competition with nobody, so don't say that. But, I seen his garage. It looks really good. And I'm like, man, that looks really cool to be in the shop. Did you ever, do you still use the clutch? Yes. You still want to use the clutch on a faceplated transmission. You and Cousin Freddie was a riot. That was a great time. So, it's funny you say that, sweet ass sugar. Because I was like, Cousin Paul, let's go for a ride. Cousin Paul's like, nope. Because he knows. So Fred, Cousin Fred, he's the danger, he's the danger guy of them all. He's like, let's go. So we got about a mile down the street, and I swear Cousin Fred was going to throw up. Jay Kunis, what's the trick of getting low oil sensor hooked to pull a motor? Mine goes right to the harness with no plug. I'm not sure what you mean. How about a 3-mile top speed run? A 3-mile? You crazy. Oh, in which car? Adrenocide. There's a plug that's on the O2 harness. Yes. Just pull it. That's correct. So yeah, man, I think the live streams in the shop are pretty kick-ass. You guys see my T5 rebuild back there? That thing is baller, man. I tell you, that thing looks good. You know what? I'm gonna show you that anyways. Here we go. So, some of y'all that know how to rebuild a T5, or know how or want to, some of the things you need to look for. Let me get my USB cable. You know, some of the things I look for on my T5 stuff, you know, is the teeth. It's the engagement teeth. This gear got a little bit of wear on it, right on these teeth, but they're not terrible. This third gear looks baller though. You can tell it's not shiny on the teeth. They need to be sharp. First gear is always pretty baller. You can see here. Got a little shine there, but they're not beat up. Second gear is always the one that's always got a task. You can see. So, inputs, usually the main shafts are usually pitted or messed up here. Just normal T5 rebuild stuff. I like to put the reinforcement plate and everything in it. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can carry it over here. This reinforcement plate here. Dude, this is killer. This stuff is killer right here. This reinforcement plate. I don't know. You probably can't hear me. I keep forgetting that when I walk with my camera, it's the volume's not on the camera. It's on the computer. That's my bad. Anyways, that was a T5 I wanted to show you. Kind of coincides with what we were talking about with faceplate. T5, what do you think of G-Force internals? It's a good trans, man. I cannot hit 200 mile an hour turbo. I'm not even going to do it. What's up, Brandon? Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Got that coyote in that car now, I see. I want a Neomustang sticker from my Fox. We're going to have that stuff. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, like all the people, if you haven't checked out my join button below, it's the monthly membership, whatever, to, you know, subscribe to the channel or whatever. But when we hit 10,000 subscribers, we'll get what's called a merchant shelf. And you probably see it on Brutal's channel. I think Fox has one. You have to get to 10,000 first, and then you integrate with Teespring. But there's also areas that you can integrate with stickers and hats and mugs and all that other crap. So, Alberto Leon, hands down, because of you, Brutal and Foxcast, nobody has touched my car yet. I've been having fun on my 92. Good. I appreciate you. Thanks, Alberto. Like I said, there's some other good channels out there too that are on the rise. And he's here in the chat. I just shouted him out. This will be number 3. It's Gearhead 704. Check it. He's with Maddie over at Resto, which I think it's Fox Resto. Am I right? So, and I've known Matt a long time. We go back 10, 15 years, I'd imagine. I think when we were messing around with swap meets many years ago. So he used to come through and buy some stuff from me, and yeah, he's got some major surgery going on, some sheet metal. So that is not an easy job. That's actually probably sheet metal repair, whether it be cowl panel, A-pillar, floor pan, quarter panel, it doesn't matter. That's probably the hardest thing to do on a Fox body. Everything else is easy, including the heater core. What's up, Neo? What's up, Smitty? So, if anyone is pondering getting a Neo t-shirt, they are nice. Just got mine. Here, I'll give you guys a link. If you're interested in supporting the channel with his t-shirt, we will give you a link. There's also a link in all my videos too, but I'll put it right here right now. You know, I'm not really awesome when it comes to building those stores or whatever, but it'll get better very soon. So yeah, Fox Resto, Matt. Yep. Who makes the best aftermarket TFI module? I need one. Wells has a good one. Or are you just talking about... Well, I would just go with the Wells. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to trying to side to 10K. I tell all my friends about your gearhead. You gearhead brutal. 5-0 Tussin quit, but I hope he'll come back. You know, he loves Mustangs and vlogging too much. He'll come back, but I get what he's talking about with the editing. Editing and YouTube, like, you don't just jump on YouTube and say, hey, I'm going to make a bunch of Fox body Mustang. It doesn't matter how good your content is. Like, they still only let you go. So they'll only recommend your videos so much. You know what I mean? So it's like a brick in the wall every day. Like you know, when I started putting stuff on YouTube 8-10 years ago, I was just putting little 1 or 2 minute videos up with my phone. And I never really expected it to go anywhere. But then I got really interested in doing it because this is what I do for a living and this is what I love to do. So, you know, it's not, I get why 5-0 Tussin quit because the editing is terrible. Like, I'll spend hours with music and chopping the clip up. And Gearhead knows what I'm talking about because he does the same thing. We all do it. But it's like homework for me. And I enjoy doing it on top of the many other things that I do. I wear many different hats. You know what I mean? So, you need to get Dyno Day. I agree. I think I need to get that, David. But you know what? You know what would be even cooler? Is if I was to collaborate a Dyno Day or a dyno theme right on top of somebody else's stuff. You know, Fox October Fest or some sort of like Mustang gathering. You see what I mean? That would be cool. Get in contact with Matt at Demo Ranch. He wants bunker branding. Screw that Teespring. I got you. I want to sell these t-shirts. These are polyester. These are dope. My guy over here, Chris, said he'll make a bunch of them, but we're looking at like... These t-shirts alone are like $11 plus the printing. So with the shipping, I would have to sell them for about 25 bucks a hit just to make a couple dollars on them. You know what I mean? I just started my 347 swap on 3 install. There you go, Smitty. Yes, editing sucks. You spend hours. I get it, Gearhead. And you think some of your best videos are going to be just monsters, and they're not. And some of my best videos didn't take very long at all. And I just kind of threw it together and it just went right. You know what I mean? So if you guys are out there trying to do YouTube, it takes a long time to get to 1,000 subscribers. But once you get there, the ball starts rolling pretty good. So need to ask Pirate Mike to keep recording all them racing. And there you go. Anyways, my best video was a slant 6 exhaust. Exactly. Like, you don't know. Like, my best video was me making 600 wheel on GT40P stock bottom end motor on a video that I made that only had 6 minutes. Like, I want to re-release that video and add something to it so I can put a couple ads in it. But then I'm like, nah, just leave it alone. But it had, I think I have 3 or 4 or 5 videos that are at 100K or close. But I didn't expect none of that stuff to go there. I didn't really start getting serious with video editing until about a year ago, 6 months ago. So some of the videos even from last year that when I started getting back into it aren't even really that good. If you haven't noticed, I can't talk real well because I coach football and we screamed our tail off yesterday, so kind of a little bit hoarse today. Apologize. Jay Kunis, is the T5 steel bearing retainer with aluminum base okay? I'd get rid of that. Get rid of that. Hold on. So, this is the T5 steel bearing retainer. I want to give a shout out to Hanlon Motorsports because I get all my stuff from that. And this is like a cast iron steel. Guys, between this and that rear support plate that I showed you earlier on the T5 stuff, this is why my T5s haven't ate each other up already. Because I'm keeping that with that steel, that God, I can't even say it. With that steel counter support plate, it keeps the cluster tight from flexing. And then this front steel cast iron retainer, shimmed at 0, keeps the main shaft together. So at that point, it's going to break, but it's not going to break as fast as you think it is. So Adrenocide, COVID strong with the I have the dual sync. Holly HP dual sync is junk. Aaron, I have a 306 with 10-1. She's a good little NA motor. Thinking about single turbo setup. What do you think? Nope. You're fine. That, you know, you could make more boost on a lower compression motor, but 10.5 to 1, no problem. I think my 363 was upper 10, and we put 16 pounds of boost on it and went 9 teens on us. I don't know if Mike's in here in the chat. I think we went 923. Had 153, 4. I can't remember. Yeah, stay away from the black ones once. I know you are a turbo guy and you just added a dry shot. Are you going to go wet? Yes, we're going to go wet shot, but we're going to finish the season with what we got. The reason why we have a dry shot is because that's a 30-year-old Nitrous kit. And if you watch the video, I mean, literally Mike pulled it out of a box that he hasn't touched in 12 years. So I felt that that would be a really cool video to make it go against the Vortec. Because eventually I'm selling the Vortec and getting rid of that, and we're going to put a small turbo on Dad's car. So I recently bought a 402 cubic inch Windsor in the Panhandle, Florida. I also bought a Terminator Stealth, putting an induction solutions kit on it. I would go with the, I don't know. I'm not really a nitrous guy to answer that, Sammy. Smitty, everyone hates T5s, but I have broke Tremec. Bro, look. Right here. I broke 3 faceplates. T5s, I've broken a handful of T5s, but I put some good power down before they let loose, and I fixed them the next day. You break a faceplate, it's part of my KISS video. You break a faceplate, you're down 6-8 weeks to get a gear, if not more. Night, Gearhead. We're going to go about another 15 minutes. Make sure you guys check out Gearhead 704. He's leaving the channel. And if you're just joining us, make sure you hit that like, comment it up. Give me some love. Appreciate you. Do you have to do the 61 millimeter on Dad's car? No, I'm going to do the On3 stainless. I'm going to vlog and review the On3 stainless kit, the revised one, the new one. And then we're going to go make power with it. But we're going to probably pull the motor out and we're going to rebuild it. Sean Ray, do you, just so you guys know in advance, Auto has a Reman T5s with 3-year warranty. Have one and it's flawless, $1,200. There you go. That's cheap. Yeah, I'm going to do the billets. I'm going to do everything different, Adrenocide. Everything different. So instead of getting the steel or the metal one, we're going to do the stainless. We're going to do the upgraded 67 ball bearing. Is that right? With billet wheel. And we're going to keep it bone stock. We're basically replicating what we did with Project Hot Wheels, but we're going to go faster with a T5. Does that make sense? Night, Dave. I appreciate you. So, yeah. Uh-oh. We good? Yeah, we're gonna stay with E7 heads, Adrenocycle, just like Project Hot Wheels. Just like Project Hot Wheels. So it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense for me to, yeah, I'm not going to do the stock intake. Basically what we did with Dad's car thus far. I'm not going to put the GT40 heads on. I'm just going to leave it stock heads. I'm going to get them decked. I'm going to clean them. I'm going to put the GT40 intake back on it. And we're going to leave it the way it is. Because GT40 intake and even the rockers that I put on there are still factory production parts. Because the rockers were from a Cobra. The only thing that's on that motor that's aftermarket at that point would be the trick flow springs. And of course it would be the head studs when I put them on. So I'm not even changing the cam. Flip the pistons. You guys remember that video. That shit works, man. You talking about the HO intake? You talking about the stock one? Adrenaline? What's up, Frank Stangs? We got about another 15 minutes, and we're gonna continue. Well, I did have the intake on there for a little while. It made a little bit more horsepower. Anybody know a very reputable performance tuner down in Florida? I don't. I actually have a Cobra cam broken tool. I do have one. And if I did any sort of a cam, it would be a Cobra cam. But let me bust this down to you. There ain't no way I'm finding another Cobra cam. And I think the one I got has got wiped out loads. But I know it's a Cobra cam. That's 100%. But I'd love to find me a good clean, even if I have to polish it, a good clean stock Cobra cam. Just to put in something like that. So, anyways, we have the KISS video coming up this week. Like I was telling everybody earlier. I'm pretty sure that me and Mike, Mustang Mike, are going to head to one of the drag strips on Wednesday to do our Supercharger versus Nitrous video. There's also going to be a video with Supercharger versus Nitrous on the dyno. So that's going to be cool. Have a good night, Smitty. So, yeah, the Explorer cam, I won't do the Explorer cam. I don't like the Explorer cam very much. It's not very good. It works. I'm not going to say it don't, but what are stronger 302 HO connected rods? The Explorer rods are F1s. The D9OE rods are the factory ones, and they got a little more nickel in them. So they're both decent rods, but I would have to say that I would go with the D9OE, which is the old ones, the old Fox ones. So somebody thumbed down this live chat. Of course they did. Thinking about going EFI on my 89 carburetor. How do you do the fuel system to convert it? Pump, regulator. Okay, so you need to do fuel lines, which is 5/16 feed, 1/4 inch return. At this point, you could put a little bit bigger on there. It doesn't even matter, as long as your ends match. You got to put an intake pump, and it's not really that difficult to convert it back if that's what you're trying to do. I'm out for the night. All right, Sean. Thanks for joining me tonight. Put everything back to stock. That's correct. Jacob Jimenez. Hey, brother, do you think about the Anderson piggyback computer system? I'm not a big fan of Anderson's piggyback system at all. I don't have a whole lot of experiences with it because I really just skipped over Pimp and Stinger and went right to binary editor because I really like the way the quarter horse kind of like, I'm a numbers guy, so I like to get my fingers in all that stuff. So I know that the micro squirt's pretty good, and I know that the Anderson has its uses. So I hate to downplay him, but it's better than nothing. Does that make any sense? Anyway. All right, so we got about 80 in chat. Anything anybody wants to talk about before we head out? I should live stream the dyno again, but I'd rather just do the video, I think. I have an AEM here. Interesting. So, what was I going to say? So how much horsepower do you think the white car made? What's a good stock replacement piston? Wiseco. Just run a forged piston. Or just buy a set of stock pistons. Stock pistons are strong. Period. Russell Broadwell, what do I do to clean an eBay turbo without running it? What do I do to clean? Just take the housings off and clean the wheels. And you could check the rings at that point. You're going to your go-to oil pump and pickup tube for a mild 306. Just a Melling 68. And then pickup tube, just whatever the pump or whatever the pan requests. Michael Pinstis, PCV valves and breathers, what do you run on your turbo cars? Just the catch can. And I usually let the PCV vent to atmosphere. Does that make sense? How many pounds do you make on the dyno? Then we could guess. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't ask you how much power it made because we're not done yet. That's break-in. That was a break-in oil. You know, we had this in it. So we only was running 12 pounds at like 12 degrees. So we didn't even really push on it. Building a YSI blown 410 for my coupe, maybe 700 wheel. When will you put the rainbow video up? I haven't even edited it that yet, Pat. I gotta add to it myself. Are you talking about the one with your car? I might do it separately. Keep me in mind when you sell off your Vortec. I'm getting rid of the Vortec. I'm getting rid of the Vortec at the end of when the snow falls because we were definitely going turbo. Boss 302 Nard, do you have a full parts list on the On3 setup you typically use? I basically just use the contour fans. I use the 340 pump, and I wire the 340 pump. And you're close, Brad. I don't have a full parts list, but you can feel free to ask in comments. I'll give that to you all you want. I don't have an S-trim here. Gary Shanks, what is the ring gap on your turbo cars? 26, 24 top, 26 second. But I think that's what Dave set my my 410 at. Is that Super LMN? I could see a yellow Mustang in that SIG. So, anyways, we're getting towards the end of the live stream. What do you guys think of me doing it here in the shop? How much initial timing can you get from a stock EFI? We just put it at 10 and we tuned to it. You talking about setting it without? Yeah, I mean, the first streams in the house were just to see if the encoder with YouTube was going to even work good or whatever, but yeah, you want to run 10. Like, we got to actually pull degrees out of Dad's car when we run nitrous, but we're untuned with that car. So, all right, TB, I appreciate you. And if you guys wonder what the green name is in the chat, that means that they've supported the channel with the join button below. So if you're new to the channel and want to support your content creators, not just me, but others, you could always do something for them every month. It's kind of like Twitch. If you watch gaming stuff, they do that every month where they sub and they whatever. But I appreciate you, Jones, for your sub and the membership. We'll see you soon. Same with Broken Tool. No, man, it's Chab Liz, bro. You talking about I got lip gloss. What's wrong with you, man? How much timing are you running on the stock block turbo cars? I think we're at 16, but we climb into about 17. We don't go high. Michael Princess, you and the other guys helped me build my car. Thanks for your videos. Appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and call the live stream there, boys. I would go with the sniper, Aaron. Make sure you guys all hit that like, please. We'll probably be back here again on Sunday. I'll move the desk and go somewhere else. I have to put a 200-foot cord of internet from one place to the other. So, I appreciate everybody who came in. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you get a chance, check out all those other channels that I'm talking about. Brutal, Justin 91LX, Foxcast, 50 Tustin, even though he's not there. House of Dula, Mike has a good channel. Gearhead CF704, just to name a few. Project Stock Bottom End, Chris Watson, go check out his. He's just starting that channel. So, anyways, I do appreciate everybody. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the Snapchats. And I will see you guys very, very soon in my videos. But for now, we're going to end the stream there. I'll bring it back on the street, Jim. I promise you. Let me answer these. Good night, boys. Keep them wheels straight.